All right, 5.4, we are learning our last property of congruent triangles. Okay, so far we have side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side, and now we're adding hypotenuse, leg. Okay, you put that on your vocab sheets last Friday. Now we're actually going to learn it. Okay, so hypotenuse, leg. We are dealing with what kind of triangle? Right triangle. Okay, so whenever you see this symbol from now on, the first thing I want you to check is hypotenuse, leg. Okay, so what are the two different things we can assume on diagrams like this? What's one thing we can assume on here that's not marked?
The middle line is the same.
The middle one is the same.
Yep, the middle line is the same. That's one thing we can assume. I'm going to backtrack a little bit. In this diagram, what's something we can assume? The vertical angles, the intersection, okay? So those two things, the shared side and the shared angle, those are the only two things you can assume in a diagram, okay? So first thing you always do is look for things that you can assume. Okay, so on this example, we assumed that middle side, right? Okay, now we see a right triangle, so we want to check hypotenuse, leg. What's the hypotenuse? It is the middle line. How did you know that's the hypotenuse?
Because it's opposite from the right angle.
Opposite from the right angle, that's always your hypotenuse. Okay, opposite from the right angle. So, do we have a hypotenuse that's congruent? Yes, so we have our hypotenuse. Now we need a leg. Do we have a leg that's marked congruent?
Yes.
Yes, remember a triangle has two legs. It has this one and this one we have marked. Okay, so hypotenuse, leg, that matches. Okay, so hypotenuse, leg proves this triangle to be congruent. Yeah? Okay, so what gives away hypotenuse, leg is what? What triangle? What kind of triangle gives it away? Right triangle. So whenever you see a right triangle, I'm not saying it's always going to be hypotenuse, leg, but check that first.
Got a good chance.
Okay, it's got a good chance. It's probably going to be hypotenuse, leg. But on your homework, there is one that is not hypotenuse, leg. It's another one. Okay, but now those are the only 5 that work. Okay, you cannot mix up more letters and make it a thing. Okay, those are the only 5 that tend to be true. Okay, so from now on, instead of saying yes or no, if we have yes, you need to match it with one of those. Okay, if it's yes. Moving on to this diagram here, always start with what you can assume. Is there anything we can assume in this one? The middle line. Okay, remember that middle line or shared angles you can assume. This time we have a middle line. We have what kind of triangle? Right triangle, so let's check for hypotenuse, leg first. Do we have a hypotenuse that's congruent?
Yes.
Yes, across from that right angle. Okay, so we have a hypotenuse. Do we have a leg?
Yes.
Where?
Side or the.
That middle line, right? That middle line is one of our legs, so we have a leg, so hypotenuse, leg checks and proves that it's congruent.
So PQ wouldn't be able to work because it's not connected to the angle?
PQ is our hypotenuse.
Oh, okay.
Yep, PQ is right across from that right angle, and that's our hypotenuse. Okay, the leg is right here. That's our leg, yeah.
Or RQ?
Hypotenuse leg is like when it's on the outside.
Say that one more time.
Ours, if that had a line, would that make it like not?
If this had a line,
Yeah.
if this one was marked, it would make a hypotenuse leg too. Both legs have to be marked.
So it does have to be connected to the angle for it to be a leg.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what you're asking. Yep, legs are connected to that right angle. Because remember with our proving if it's a right, acute, or obtuse, we circled our legs. Okay, and they were connected to that right angle. And the one across was our hypotenuse. Did I answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Those are really good questions. Okay, so whenever you see a right triangle, which one do you check first? Check for hypotenuse, leg first. Okay. Moving on to here. Now, do we have a right triangle? No. So can it be a hypotenuse, leg? No. Okay. Start with what you can assume. What can we assume in this triangle? Middle line shared, that is congruent. Okay. What do we have?
Not a right angle.
We don't have a right angle, so it can't be a hypotenuse, leg. What else do we have?
Angle, side.
We have two sides, we have two angles. Okay, how did you get that?
A, B, C.
Yep, so remember, what's important when we start doing those four up there? What's important that we have to be careful of? We have to go in order around the triangle, okay? What I mean by that is some people last period got confused. Go around the triangle in a circle, okay? You cannot go here, jump to this side, and then come this way. Okay, you got to go all the way around and count everything, okay? Yep, clockwise or counterclockwise does not matter. So let's start, I'm going to start at this side right here. Okay, so I have side and I'm going to go this way. So I have side, angle, angle. Is that a thing up there?
Angle, side.
Right, it's not a thing, so I need to go the other way. So I'm going to start here. I have angle, angle, side. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yes. So we have angle, angle, side.
Side.
Is side angle a thing?
No. Side.
No. Yep, good job. Questions on that one? Okay, let's go over to B. What is something we can assume? The middle line is shared. Okay. Do we have a right angle?
No.
No. So can it be a hypotenuse leg?
No.
No. Okay, so now I'm going to just pick one of the sides, one of the edges. I'm going to start at this angle. Okay? And I'm going to go this way. Does that work?
No.
No. Okay, that's not a thing. So I'm going to start at this side. I'm going to go here, here, here. Is side angle a thing?
No.
No. Is there any other option?
No.
No. We went both ways that we could, and none of them worked, so this is not congruent.
So hypotenuse leg is only going to be on the right angle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, because you can only have an hypotenuse that's across from a right angle.
Okay.
And what's the symbol for a right angle? The square, the little box, right? All right, questions on those? All right, move on to here. Okay, bringing in some vocab. Okay, I only want to focus on that left triangle right now. Don't focus on the right one. Look at the left. What do we notice about the left? 3 angles. What do we know about those 3 angles?
They're the same.
They're the exact same. So, last chapter we learned if all angles in a triangle are the same, what do we know about the sides? They're also the same, right? So, if all the angles are the same, all the sides are the same. So now, compare it to the other triangle. What do we notice?
All sides are the same.
All sides are also the same. So what property over there can we use to prove that these are congruent? Say louder. Side. Okay. Looking at that right triangle, since all the sides are the same, what can we assume about the angles? All the angles are the same. However, is AAA a property?
No.
No. Okay, so it has to be side. Okay. What other property would work in this case?
Angle, side, angle.
Angle, side, angle would work.
Side.
Side, angle, side would work.
Angle, side, all of them basically. You're right.
What? Sorry.
All of them will work, right?
Hypotenuse leg wouldn't work. Why? There's not a right angle.
Oh, yeah.
Would
Angle side wouldn't work.
angle side wouldn't work either because each angle is split up by a side, right?
Yeah.
Good. So some of them can have more than one option.
You
Okay.
have to write them down.
You don't have to. Whatever one you have, as long as it's correct out of the options, is fine. Okay.
You get homework.
All right. Let's do these 3. You guys try. Actually, do not do number 2. Just do 1 and 3. Okay. You are saying if it's congruent, and if it's yes, you need to put one of those. You can't just put yes. You have to put one of the properties. On number 1, I'm going to zoom in. What do we notice? Start with what can we assume? Is there anything we can assume?
Right angle.
We do have a right angle, so which one could it be?
Hypotenuse leg.
Hypotenuse leg. I'm going to back up a little bit. Is there anything else we can assume?
No.
That's the C.
The angles, right? Shared angles, you can assume those. Okay?
Vertical.
So we said right angle, right triangle. So let's check hypotenuse leg. Does it have a congruent hypotenuse?
Yes.
Yes, because that hypotenuse is across. Okay? So we have hypotenuse. Now we need to check leg. Do we have a congruent leg? Yes, we have two congruent legs actually, so it works. So hypotenuse leg works. Is there any other one that works?
Angle, angle, side.
Angle, angle, side works because we have this angle here to an angle to a side. Angle, angle, side. Does any other one work?
Angle, side, side.
Is that a thing up there?
No.
Is side, side angle a thing?
No.
No. So no other ones work. Just those two. Yeah? And remember, you don't have to have both. You can just have one. Moving down to number 3. Start with what can we assume? Is there anything we can assume?
Yeah, middle line.
That middle line, right? Shared?
So it could have also been side to side.
Could have very been. Yep. So, yep, we can do side, side, side because all 3 sides are congruent.
Or
What
side
else?
angle side.
Side, angle, side because we go from here to here to here. Side, angle, side. What else can we assume? Hypotenuse leg. Why did you say hypotenuse leg?
The hypotenuse.
There's one across and then there's the 2.
Right, because what kind of triangle do we have?
Right.
Right triangle. So we have a cross, so we have our hypotenuse, and then we have a leg here and a leg here, so that passes as well. Anything else we can assume? Or any other property work? We think we got them all?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions over any of those properties? Okay, so from now on, if it asks you if a triangle is correct, you cannot just put yes. Okay, you have to have one of those 5 as your answer.
So no matter what, if it's a right angle, can it be a hypotenuse later? Does it have to be more?
No, some cases.
Some cases it doesn't work, but if it is a right triangle, so let's say I had,
Triangle that you can draw would be.
say I had a right triangle here, but it only told me that, oh, I need to draw another right triangle. If I had a right triangle and it only told me that these were the same, would that be hypotenuse
There's a
leg?
hypotenuse and a leg.
No, there's not.
But it doesn't tell me the hypotenuse are congruent. It has to tell you they're congruent. So here, this would not be hypotenuse leg because we don't know anything about the hypotenuse. But what would this one be?
Hypotenuse leg.
Side.
Side, angle, side. Okay, because we know nothing about the hypotenuse. Aiden, it would be hypotenuse leg if it had congruent markings on the hypotenuse.
Oh.
Okay, so it has to have markings to assume.
So like with the ones that are together, it's easy because they're the same because they're connected.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Good question. Any other questions? All right.
Can I get the